Hey guys, this is Ashwin John, and today we'll be looking at organic chemistry, a very important chapter in the IB Chemistry HL and SL course. A lot of people have difficulty understanding organic chemistry, and to me, I think it requires a lot of preparation. So I'm going to teach you the basics. I'm going to help you with drawing the organic molecules. Now, drawing the organic molecules well, just contemplating how to memorize these tons of molecules can be quite daunting as a task, but I've come up with a few methods to easily memorize them, and I hope you guys can use this as well. I mean, they really helped me through my midterms and my exams, really. All right, without further ado. Alright, so when we look at the alkane, alkene, and alkyne, well, these are the three most easiest organic molecules to draw in my opinion. And really, an indication to the structure of the organic molecule is really in the name. So when we draw the alkane, remember we can see the A here, we can see the E here, and we can see the Y here. So the A, E, and Y. A occupies a position that is earlier in the English alphabet, which means that it just has a single bond. And yeah, therefore, it's a single bond. It's a single C bond. Next, we have the alkene. E occupies a middle position in comparison with A and Y. So it's double C bond. And Y, it has the last position. So it's a triple C bond. So I hope it's easier for you guys to understand. It's A, E, Y. So 1, 2, and 3 bonds each. Moving on to alcohol. And alcohol, well, you look at the OH within the name, and that really just gives you all the tips that you need, really. Now, when we move on to ether, instead of thinking of it in abstract terms, just think of ether as the English word either, and you really know what structure to draw them. So, ether looks something like this. See, it's either. It's almost as if I was contemplating between either R and R1. Moving on, an aldehyde. An aldehyde is just one of those organic molecules, much like alcohol, that you'll have to memorize. It is quite simple, really, and a lot of the other organic molecules that we'll be covering next are based off of it. So it's really important that you memorize the organic molecule aldehyde. Next, moving on, we have the ketone. Now, the ketone is going to be a mix between the aldehyde and the ether. And we're going to see this shortly. The ketone looks somewhat like this. As you can see, it looks somewhat of a mix between the ether and aldehyde. So really, you just need to start thinking in these terms in order to quickly memorize these organic molecules. The carboxylic acid is a mix again between the aldehyde and the alcohol. So it looks somewhat like this. See, it's a clear mix between the aldehyde and the alcohol. Then you can move on to the ester, which again is a mix between the ketone and the carboxylic acid, because it looks somewhat like this. So it's really clear that the aldehyde is an important organic molecule to memorize, because look, these 3 molecules that we've covered already require you to base it off of the aldehyde structure. And amide is another example that's based off of the aldehyde structure. The amide looks somewhat like this. Now the amide is a mix between the aldehyde and the amine. The amine we'll be covering later. The amine looks somewhat like this. Now, the way you memorize the amine is you think of ammonium. Ammonium is NH3, as you no doubt may have covered during when you covered the Haber process. We all know that ammonium has a chemical formula of NH3. So when you talk about amine, you just think of a lower level of ammonium, and it's NH2. At least that's how I memorize the chemical structure for amine. So now moving on to nitrile. Nitrile is another organic molecule where the structure is really just in the name, and trile signifies 3, and ni signifies the presence of a nitrogen atom. So really it just looks like this, and you just need to remember that all organic molecules consist of a carbon atom. So really the organic molecule looks somewhat like this, and that is your nitrile. So follow the instructions, follow the tips, and I guarantee that it will make it a lot more easier for you to memorize the organic structures. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.